Since yesterday's video was so short, I decided to film some more tags with the little marker. So let's fucking get it. Yeah. This nib is starting to slowly disappear more and more, but fortunately it was really cheap marker and I got 2 of them. So we'll see how long it lasts. So far the tags are holding up really well in the weather and whatnot, so doing good. So far the ink is not drying up either. That's just because the sign is wet. That's the only downside to this style marker, is when the sign is wet. Fucked off. What you gonna do though? We'll get a different marker here soon enough. Wow, this one got completely dicked by that rain, that wetness. Fortunately though, I grabbed another one. Just need to find it. Which pocket? There you are. No. There you are. See, fresh nib. Fortunately, I have not used this one pretty much at all yet. So now I can compare a very worked nib to using a fresh nib again, after seeing how a more broken end nib fares. I definitely think that the virgin nib is not the perfect thing. Works well enough, but I think it's a best when it's just a little bit rubbed down from hard surfaces, but then after that, at a certain point, you gotta be more weary of writing on hard surfaces, because it will end up like mine now, that is completely just flattened almost to the plastic of the marker body. Oh yeah, I'll show y'all the new tag I just came up with the other day. I thought that was kind of funny and cute. I don't know, what do y'all think? I'm definitely not going to do the eyes and facey kind of thing very often, but I noticed that one time after I did, and I was like, that's kind of cool once in a while, but overuse it, it'll be corny, definitely. But I won't overuse it, so hopefully it's all good in the hood. One more tag and I'll end this clip. The more the merrier. Another thing I don't see very often and think is a good idea is catching tags on shopping carts. Don't see this a lot, but I feel like it could work. Got wet again, god damn it. I feel like these could last a while. I don't think anyone cares enough about that to fucking do anything about it. I think I'm gonna start doing that more often. Who knows? I might have a whole video in the future of hidden camera shopping cart tagging. That might be fun. We'll see, we'll see. The amount of times I've like thought of a video and was like, ooh, that could be fun, and then tried to film it and then realized that it was a horrible video idea and just completely scrap it after filming pretty much the whole thing is actually pretty crazy if you didn't know. It doesn't happen as often anymore because I've kind of gotten pretty good at picking out bad ideas before I put any time or energy into it, or realizing it's just not going to work earlier on because of experience and shit like that. But yeah, it's a lot more than you'd think out of this style of content, but not super crazy amount. It's not like I throw away fucking 50 videos or anything a week. It's like I just come up with some ideas that in hindsight I look back on them when I try to do it and realize like it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be or as fun. Anyway, moving on. This is like the perfect kind of thing for these markers. Slippery, smooth metal. Can't go wrong, can't go wrong. Just so everyone is aware, I've had a few very positive happenings in my personal life recently, and with those things considered, I have a feeling that I can hopefully start getting a lot more consistent with posts, because I mean, it's not like I've been bad, but I've wanted to have more regular videos come out more often, even if they're a little bit shorter, because I only film a couple of, because I can only film so much tags in a day or whatever. But I think from now on I will be posting a lot more often than I have been, so I hope you guys like that. But I think I'm gonna call it here because I'm close to where I'm walking, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace. Gotta find like an open spot up on this pole. Ooh, wobbly pole too. Wow. Kind of an awkward tag. I'll do a baby one here too. Cause why not have more tags? More is better than not more. If you were unaware, more equal better than not more. Don't see as many people hitting tags on the Lime scooters, but what are you gonna do? I think the jump bikes are a better option personally, but if I see one and I have the ability to, I am going to hit it. Because they're like moving tags. It's like a small version of a freight train. So why not? $22. Life is moving fast. So don't let it pass. Oh, it's all wet. I gotta be a little bit more cutty with where I ride on. That is the only complaint I have for this marker, is when it's wet, you can't write on the surface. But that is the only problem I have found with these so far. They are pretty good for most surfaces you would expect. Metal and smooth surfaces as so. They can have minor things on them. But yeah, they're pretty good on most things in a city atmosphere, except for stuff like brick. That's about it, I would say. And like concrete, that's really rough. If you stick to metals, even if they're fairly rough and rusty, they should work fairly good. Unless it's wet. That's the one downside. This is a little wet and it works just fine, but that's a rare occurrence if you ask me. Even if it's very lightly wet on most surfaces, it will not want to write. But I feel like the smoother, the worse it's going to do. And that was not the most smooth out of surfaces like that. But it was not the roughest either. It was right in there, the sweet spot. I do like how easy to control and how precise this marker is. But considering it's the AB or the little mini marker like it is, that's super short with the super small nib that's pointed and fine tip. It's exactly what you would expect, but it still is a lot better and a lot more, how do you say it, durable than like a Marks a Lot nib or a Sharpie nib of similarness. So it, how do you say, it deteriorates from rough surfaces in a different way than those do, and I like how it does that much better than on those other markers, because it doesn't like fold over like them. It kind of sands down, you could say. Unlike the other markers do, and I like that more. But it definitely will sand to the plastic bit of the marker, so you gotta be careful about that and only go hard in the paint on it for up to a certain point, or it'll be very difficult to make it work after that unless you modify it in some way or another. But other than that, I really am liking this marker so far. I've had them before, so I knew they were a high quality item for the price that they are. And I knew I wasn't going to be angry, but I definitely wasn't expecting this good of a marker for $2. The other markers I've gotten are the more expensive and bigger ones than this one, so I didn't think that the quality would be exactly the same as it is considering the size difference. But they showed me. And I can't argue that this is a high quality marker for a good bargain price, even though it isn't exactly meant to be put through the as harsh of environments as it is being pushed through right now. It's more meant for paper and materials like that, according to it. It's a little blurb. So I'm pretty happy with the results, and definitely would recommend picking these up at your local Blick art store or online. More than likely they are. The Edding Permanent Mini Marker. What is the... It is 0.5 probably mil. I think it's the fucking... I'll look it up and share that information. I'll find a link to it or to a place somewhere you can buy these, more than likely, and put that in the video. So if you want to pick one up, check it out. They get my stamp of approval. As far as a good, high quality, very budget permanent marker that you can go out and get up with, and is fairly accessible to people who have art stores. I think they have them at Michael's too. It's a fairly common brand, you could say. It's not hard to find like some might be. You can't go and buy a crank mop at every store for less than $15. I've seen there was a smoke shop in the city of Tacoma when I was still around that area that sold crank mops for like $14.99 or $13, I think, for like the small K51 squeeze mop. It was fucking absurd. Those have always been really expensive, though. I can't. Oh, I'm filming. You're good, man. No worries. Have a good night. I appreciate you letting me know, by the way. Gotta love people looking out for other people. Oh, good old Seattle. But, yeah. Glad I picked these up when I had the extra bucks to do so. Because with the information and knowledge I do have, I will definitely be able to refill this and probably switch the nibs up, do something a little bit different with them, and I'll be able to share that with you all peoples too. So let's see what we can do with it. Talk to y'all in a little bit. You have a good night. Peace. By the way, if you were not yet aware, I finally opened up a merch shop that's got some t-shirts and sweatshirts, phone cases, backpacks, and stuff like that on it. I'll have the link in the description, so go check it out if you want to help your boy out. Just so y'all know. Pretty stoked on it. Pretty stoked on how it came out. I hope you guys like the designs. I'll be doing more and more here as soon as I can.